Kate's American fashion designer was found dead in her Manhattan apartment on June 5, 2018. Miss Spade was known for her bold, colorful and classy aesthetic. She was 55. Paid, whose handbags carried women into adulthood, is dead at 55. Buying a Kate Spade handbag was a coming-of-age ritual for a generation of American women. The designer created an accessories empire that helped define the look of an era. The purses she made became a status symbol and a token of adulthood. Miss Spade, who was found dead Tuesday in what police characterized as a suicide by hanging, worked as an editor before making the leap to designing, constructing her first sketches from paper and Scotch tape. She would come to attach her name to a bounty of products and ideas, home goods and china and towels and so much else, all of it poised atop the thin line between accessibility and luxury. One of the first of a wave of American women contemporary designers who emerged in the 1990s, she built the brand on the appeal of clothes and accessories that made shoppers smile. She embodied her own aesthetic, with her proto-1960s bouffant, nerd glasses and playful grin. Beneath that image was a business mind that understood the opportunities in building a lifestyle brand, almost before the term officially existed. Her name became a shorthand for the cute, clever bags that were an instant hit with cosmopolitan women in the early stages of their careers and, later, young girls, status symbols of a more attainable, all-American sort than a Fendi clutch or Chanel bag. Miss Spade became the very visible face of her brand and paved the way for female lifestyle designers like Tory Burch or Jenna Lyons of J. Crew. Kate Spade had an enviable gift for understanding exactly what women the world over wanted to carry, and Winter, the editor-in-chief of Vogue and artistic director of Condé Nast, said in a statement. Miss Spade, 55, was discovered dead at her Manhattan apartment, where she had hanged herself in her bedroom, the police said. The New York Police Chief of Detectives, Dermot F. Shee, said that the death appears at this point in time to be a tragic case of apparent suicide. He said, "It is early in the investigation. We are all devastated by today's tragedy," the Spade family said in a statement. "We loved Kate dearly and will miss her terribly. We would ask that our privacy be respected as we grieve during this very difficult time." Kate Spade in her showroom in 1999. Catherine Noel Brosnahan was born in Kansas City, Mo., on December 24, 1962. Her father worked in construction while her mother took care of her and her 5 siblings. She did not grow up obsessed with fashion, though she enjoyed combing through her mother's jewelry drawer, and thought early in her life about being a television producer. While a student at Arizona State University, where she studied journalism, she worked in a motorcycle bar in a men's clothing store. There, she met her husband-to-be, Andy Spade, the brother of the actor and comedian David Spade. She graduated in 1985. After graduation, Miss Spade moved to New York, where she became an assistant fashion editor at Mademoiselle magazine. Within 5 years she was the accessories editor. While in that role, she became frustrated by the handbags of the era, which she found to be gaudy and over-accessorized. What she wanted was a functional bag that was sophisticated and had some style, she later told the New York Times. In 1993, she founded Kate Spade with Andy and a friend, Elias Orones. Josie, the former creative director of Elle and former fashion director of W, met Miss Spade before she started her company. "She told me she was thinking of starting a handbag line in that carefree, excited way she had," he said. In particular, he remembered her spirited manner, the way she always spoke colorfully, with excitement and a smile. And as a kid starting out in fashion, that was something you remember, especially when everything was so serious and all about deadlines and the pressure of perfection. She did not know what to call the company at first and decided to make it a combination of her and Andy's names. The couple married in 1994. After the first show, she realized that the bags needed a little something extra to catch people's eyes. She took the label, which originally had been on the inside of the bag, and sewed it to the outside. With that gesture, she created a brand identity and sowed the seeds of her empire. Julie Geilhart, Then the fashion director of Barney's New York picked up the label for the department store in the early 90s. It was a great success. It grew, she recalled. It was so fast growing. It just became a business that was successful wherever it was. The mid-90s were the time of the handbag, Miss Geilhart said, and Kate Spade was able to bring bags to young women whose budgets were not yet at designer levels. Kate and Andy always had their thumb on the pulse, she said. They put their passion into an opportunity. Within a few years, they had opened a Soho shop and were collecting industry awards, given a Rising Talent Award by the Council of Fashion Designers of America in 1995, she was named its Accessory Designer of the Year in 1997, and Best Accessories Designer at the Accessories Council's ACE Awards in 1999. The same year the Spades sold their shares of the company to the Neiman Marcus Group. The year before, it had $28 million in sales. Approachability was her calling card, whether she was making bags, clothes, which her company later expanded into, or books. She was a style icon, said Ira Silverberg, who asked the Spades to do a book while working at the literary agency Donadio and Olson. But I thought they were really accessible people. And when I got to know them, I realized they were. The series of books they worked on together, little gift items issued in 2004 as guides to style, manners and occasions, were a hit, selling in the hundreds of thousands of copies. She and Mr. Spade, Mr. Silverberg said, understood how to reach an audience without alienating a consumer. Katie's from Kansas City, a quintessential American look and values personified everything they did. Miss Winter said in her statement that when Miss Spade started her label, everyone thought that the definition of a handbag was strictly European, all decades-old serious status and wealth. Then along came this thoroughly American young woman who changed everything. There was a moment when you couldn't walk a block in New York without seeing one of her bags, which were just like her, colorful and unpretentious. The company they founded changed hands over the years. Neiman Marcus Group sold the company to Liz Claiborne Incorporated in 2006. By 2017, when Kate Spade and Company, as the former Liz Claiborne Incorporated eventually came to be known, was acquired by Coach Incorporated, Mr. and Miss Spade had been gone for more than a decade, having left to devote themselves to other projects. A spokeswoman for Kate Spade New York said in a statement that while Kate has not been affiliated with the brand for more than a decade, she and her husband and creative partner, Andy, were the founders of our beloved brand. Kate will be dearly missed. Our thoughts are with Andy and the entire Spade family at this time. She is survived by her husband and daughter, Frances Beatrix. Miss Spade dedicated herself to her family and to philanthropy through the Kate Spade and Company Foundation, which is devoted to economic equality for women. In 2016, together with her husband, Miss Sorons and Paola Venturi, a Kate Spade alum, Miss Spade launched a new venture, an accessories label called Frances Valentine. She was so committed to the project that she added Valentine to her name. Mr. Z said he always admired Miss Spade for being ahead of her time. She knew what the fashion world needed before we did, he said. Kate just did what she felt was right, regardless of what the industry would think.